but it's a legendary moment.
It's a legendary moment.
Get your prize!
We're back with another one. It's your host Thuso Motsomane, and we are with Ndavi here. We are out at Beloved, found, restored, and awakened. Ndavi, I just want to ask you about your experience out here. How are you feeling? What are some of the things that you're gonna be taking away from this event?
Hi, thank you so much. It's been such an incredible event. Honestly, I'm learning so much. You can feel that the Spirit of God is here. I think that is something I wasn't expecting to this level. So it was a pleasant surprise because I do love to find myself in spaces where I know I'm surrounded by women who share the love for God the way that I do. And I think I'm just taking so much from their boldness. You know, we have these women who are highly ranking in their different industries. They're making such great impact in their industries, and to see them doing that and at the same time loving God so boldly in today's time, something so inspiring.
So in terms of being bold and stuff like that, I don't want, now I'm gonna be, I think, but who in terms of the speakers, like the story that you like stood out for you, that like, wow.
Yeah, you know, like you're saying, it's very difficult to choose because they're all so amazing. Yeah. But I think I must say Nomdeni at the moment because she's someone who I knew from before. So just seeing the growth from the last time that I spoke to her to where she is right now, you know, it's so beautiful when you see evidence. You know, you see someone, you know someone, and you see the evolution of how much they've grown in God. So the words that she's speaking hold so much more weight because I know that it's not only something she's saying, but it's something that she's living in this moment.
Okay, speaking about inspiration, right? And you inspire a lot of people, I'm sure, in South Africa, probably the world. So if I'm sitting at home and I want to be in a position that you are, and I'm thinking about myself, right? I'm putting myself in that situation that I'd like to know what is my favorite person or the person that I look up to doing so that they can maintain or did to be where they are. So like, what are some of the practical steps that attributed to your success as a human being?
Okay, that is such a good question, but I'd also like to first say that a lot of times we have role models and we see things on social media and have a perception of what it is. So I think it's very important to know why someone is your role model, what it is that you are drawn to in them, because often we find that we're actually drawn to the wrong things. In that way you can never achieve what you actually want to achieve because you're not following the right people who also share the same values as you do, because people achieve certain things, but it also matters how they get there. So make sure that the role models that you choose share the same values that you do. But I would say for myself it would be a lot of self-introspection. I think in today's time we are so exposed to so many different lives, right? That it's so easy to think that this is the dream, this is the goal, but you don't actually know why you want to achieve it. You want to achieve it because you see someone else, but you've never taken the time to look at yourself. What are your strengths? What are your goals? What are your gifts? And that is something that you can use to get to the level that you want to get to. So I would say do a lot of self-introspection and also prayer. I spend a lot of time just reading the word and just, you know, cementing myself in the word so that whatever decision I make, when opportunities do come my way, I don't base it off of, is this going to give me the most money or is this going to make me the most famous right now, but rather going back to, is this in alignment with who I am and my values, and that is based on my faith.
Wow, that's amazing. And speaking on, is this in alignment of who I am and my values? The word that we spoke about in the previous session with our sister Nomdeni, like you said, was purpose. So I'd like to know, what does purpose mean to you?
Sure. I think purpose is something that our generation is very fixated on here. Everyone wants to know, like, what's your purpose? What are you doing? But I think for me, I would say purpose is the thing where you walk the journey to fulfillment, you know? A lot of times it's not necessarily about where you get to, but how you get there. And for me, I think it's so easy to like make money or be wherever you want to be. But if you don't do it in the way that you're supposed to, you're not going to get the fulfillment that you're supposed to get from it. So purpose is that journey in between where you are and where you're supposed to be and how you walk that journey, not just getting there.
When I throw something at you, you know, because sometimes, yes, this thing is fulfilling me, but the money topic comes in. It's not making money. From COVID, there's a lot. South Africa, a lot is happening. So does it mean now I focus on this thing that fulfills me and then neglect the fact that I need money, I need to live in this world? Like, how do you balance the two? Because there's a reality of there's money that's needed, but as well there's a reality of you don't want to do something that you hate. How do we balance it, or how do we get to a point where I'm able to make money off of what fulfills me?
Absolutely. You know what's ironic? A lot of the times when you're trying so hard to make money out of something, it's normally when you don't make money out of it, right?
Yeah.
But if you focus on doing that thing and doing it the right way, eventually the money will come. So it's important that you do, perhaps you have a side hustle, right? Where it's not necessarily fulfilling, but you need the money to fund this thing that you know is what you're supposed to be doing. And eventually, because you're not so stressed about making sure that this thing that you know you're supposed to be doing is making you money, because you're not so stressed about that, you actually have the freedom to create. Because a lot of things that stop us from being creative and building what we're supposed to build is pressure, it's anxiety, it's stress, it's fear. So if you know you have a space where you're actually having finance, and that's where you get the finance, and you can freely create in this space, where I tell you, probably it will become lucrative at some time, simply because you took the time to create from a space of peace and calmness, and not being so stressed about making that thing specifically to make you money in that moment.
Wow, that's powerful. Just in conclusion, parting shot, there are young girls that are looking. What would you say to a young Ndavi who's probably in varsity, someone who's just starting a job, another one maybe is probably in high school and they're trying to figure it out? Right now, what would be your message to them?
I would say comparison is the biggest thief of joy. So this is something I struggled with. I used to compare myself a lot with so many people, and what's funny is you always compare yourself to someone who you believe is doing better than you. So you're always playing the losing game. You're always going to lose, because you'll never compare yourself to someone who you think is not doing better than you. So I would say do not compare yourself. It's your own race, it's your own journey. Focus on that journey, because if you're too focused looking at someone else's food in their plate, your food is going to get cold, and by the time you want to eat what's yours, it's unpleasant. So focus on what's in front of you, running your own race at your own pace.
Wow, thank you very much for coming. I love it when you say focus on what's in front of you, run your own race. Appreciate your time. And to everyone that's watching, click the subscription button, like, share, tell everyone about Under Construction SA. Thank you very much, Ndavi, for coming through.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
It's a legendary moment.
It's a legendary moment.